see you there. This is Dallin from PlexTrac, and I guess I'm going to fill you guys in on the 5 most important news articles in the cybersecurity field this week. We've got a great selection of stories for you this week, so sit back, relax, and listen to me fill you in on the most important stories from the week. Our first article on the week comes to us from Krebs on security and details another firing carried out by President Donald Trump. Christopher Krebs, who shares no relation to the story author Brian Krebs, was terminated this week by President Trump. Krebs has served as Trump's top election security official since the year 2016. The firing comes just 2 weeks after Trump lost the presidential election to Joe Biden, a result he claims was influenced by mass voter fraud. Krebs was previously a Microsoft executive and was recruited by Trump after his first election win to head the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. The CISA is a division of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. In this role, Krebs was responsible for state and federal efforts to improve election security and dispel disinformation about the election process. This firing comes after CISA and several other bipartisan federal officials declared the election as the most secure in U.S. history, with little evidence for mass voter fraud. Obviously, this is a stark contrast from what Trump has been saying in the previous weeks. To read the full article, you can click the first link below. Our second story from the week comes to us from the people over at InfoSecurity magazine and details a new hiring that was made by the social media juggernaut Twitter. Twitter has hired Peter Zatko, otherwise known as Mudge, to be their next head of security. Mudge is a world-famous hacker that I'm sure all of my viewers are quite aware of. Zatko's job will be to review the security structure and practices of Twitter and recommend changes. After a 60-day review period, Zatko will then report his findings and detailed suggestions directly to Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey. Mudge said to Reuters that he will be digging deep into Twitter's information security, site integrity, physical security, platform integrity, which starts to touch on abuse and manipulation of the platform, and finally, engineering. Previously, Zatko worked as a security director for the payment company Stripe, and before that did work for Google, where he oversaw the distribution of grants relating to the cybersecurity at DARPA. It remains to be seen if Twitter's security really can be fixed, but it appears that Mudge is the right man for the job. You can read more about this article by clicking the second link below. Our third article from the week also comes to us from the people at InfoSecurity magazine and discusses an update on the gender discrimination lawsuit that was filed against Microsoft. Computer researcher Katie Musauras has officially dropped the lawsuit against the tech giant. Initially filed in 2015, the lawsuit alleged that Microsoft unfairly discriminated against Musauras and other females at the time that she worked there, which was from 2007 to 2016. A main complaint in the lawsuit is that many experienced female workers were passed up for promotions, and Microsoft opted to hire less experienced male co-workers instead. Musauras claims that she dropped the lawsuit in order to redirect her funds towards solutions that help to implement real change and demonstrate strong commitment to pay equity. Additionally, Musauras explained that upon dropping her case, she did not sign an NDA or receive any form of payment. She states that this leaves her free to focus on pay and equity without any limitations whatsoever. To read the full article from InfoSecurity magazine, click the third link below. Our second to last story comes to us from Markets Insider and is a silly one about cartoon drawings made to infuriate Russian hackers. The United States Department of Defense's Cyber Command regularly announces its hacking operations they're countering online. This isn't news in itself, but what is are the colorful cartoons that have been joining them recently. Cyber Command has increasingly posted cartoons and illustrations that appear to poke fun at foreign hackers. The purpose of these isn't to entertain readers though, but rather to infuriate cybercriminals and ward off future attacks. One illustration depicts a Chinese cybercriminal group using a pink sloth hunched over a computer, playing on their hacking speed being very slow. Another, a accompanies a post about Russian cybercriminals and illustrates them as a clumsy bear dropping Halloween candy. These illustrations join a number of unorthodox tactics used by Cybercommand to demoralize foreign cybercriminals. To read all about this and even see some of the illustrations yourself, click the fourth link below. Our last story is a disheartening but true article that comes to us from ZDNet. This story details that we as humans are just as lazy as ever when it comes to creating passwords. If you look back to 2015, the worst passwords that were still commonly used included password and 123456. I wish I could say the results were better from this year, but I can't. After analyzing over 275 million passwords that were leaked during 2020 data breaches, it was determined the most common passwords are incredibly easy to guess, and only 44% of the passwords obtained were labeled as unique in the slightest. Some of the most popular options from the report included 123456, 123456789, picture 1, and password, among many others. The vast majority of all these passwords could be deciphered in mere seconds using a brute force attack. As a quick reminder to our viewers, when making a password, avoid patterns and repetition, and make sure to add special symbols and numbers in unexpected places. Lastly, don't use personal information like names, birthdays, or even pets in your passwords. If you find it hard to create many unique and complex passwords, try using a password vault in order to store all of your passwords. To read the full article and hear about more of the crazy passwords that were used, click the last link below. I want to thank everybody for listening to a 22-year-old blab to you guys about cybersecurity. We work hard every week to pull only the most important news articles for you. So stay tuned every week to see those. And additionally, check out PlexTrac.com or PlexTrac on any number of social media sites to see all of the other awesome content we're making. This is Dallin signing out. Have a great rest of your day, everybody.